Today we are going to talk about area of semicircles and quarter circles. So the first one we're going to talk about is a semicircle. So a semicircle is just half a circle. So I'm going to shade in just half the circle. Now again, semicircle means half. Semi is half. So that would be half our circle. Sometimes this is shown like this. It can be sideways as well. Go sideways D. It is half a circle. Now, we're looking for the area of this. When you find the area of a semicircle, it's the regular area formula, which is radius times 3.14. But since it's half, all we have to do is divide by 2 at the end. Now we're going to talk about the area of a quarter circle. So I'm going to shade in what a quarter circle is. Quarter means 1/4, so a fourth of the circle. If I were to draw it by itself, it would look something like this. And it can be any of the fourths. So we could draw it this way. It could be the bottom fourth or the other one. So any of these four could be a fourth or a quarter of a circle. Now, when we're looking for area of a quarter of a circle, we are doing the same exact area formula, radius times 3.14. Now, since it's a 1/4 of a circle, we are dividing by 4 to get our final answer. So here's our next example. It says find the actual area of the circle that is shaded given the following dimensions. So we're given that it is a semicircle. So now let's shade in what a semicircle is. Semi means half. So we're going to shade in half of the circle. Now we need to find the actual area. So we're given diameter is 8. So all the way across is 8. But when we are finding area, our formula is A equals pi r squared, or just pi times r times r. Since we're given diameter, we have to find the radius first. So we're going to divide the diameter by 2. We're going to divide 8 by 2 to get 4. So we know that our radius equals 4. Very important first step. Now, in our formula over here to the right, let's plug in what we know. We know the radius is 4. And we know pi is always 3.14. Then we just have to multiply from there. I know 4 times 4 is 16. Then I need to multiply 3.14 and 16 together. Six times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 6 times 3 is 18. I'm done with the 6. I can add an extra place value. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. We need to add it all up. We get 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 8 plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 5. Now I have 2 decimal places, so I need to move it over 2 decimal places. So now we're left with 50.24. Now, this is a semicircle, meaning half a circle. I have to divide it by 2 because we don't actually have the other half of that circle. So, I take my answer, the 50.24, and I'm going to divide it by 2 because I only have half a circle. 2 goes into 5 twice, and that's 4. Subtract, we get 1. Bring down our 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times, and that's 10. Get 0. Bring our decimal straight up, our 2 straight down. 2 goes into 2 1 time, that's 2. We get 0 left over, bring our 4 straight down. 2 goes into 4 twice. So our final answer would be 25.12. Now, since there's no units such as feet, meters, any of that, we have to give it our own units. We can just call it units. Since we're finding area, it has to be squared. So that's why we have to give it units so we can square it. So our final answer would be 25.12 units squared. Now here's our last example. It says find the actual area of the circle that is shaded given the following dimensions. So we're given that it's a quarter circle. So let's shade in a quarter circle. That is 1/4. Shade in just 1/4 of the circle. Now, we need to rethink about what our area formula is for a circle. That's A equals pi r squared, which really just means pi times r times r. Now, we're given that the radius is 6, as you can see right here. The radius is 6. So let's plug that immediately into our formula since we are given radius. 6 times 6 times pi, which is 3.14. So 6 times 6 is 36. Then we have to multiply by 3.14. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 6 times 3 is 18. Add x for place value. 3 times 4, 12. Carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. Now we add up. We get 4, 10, plus 1. That's 12, 13. Carry the 1, 10, 11. There's 2 decimal places, so we have to add 2 decimal places to our answer. So we get 113.04. Now, this is a quarter circle. So we learned earlier a quarter of the circle is the only thing we're looking for. So we have to divide our answer by 4. So we're only looking for 1/4 of the circle. So we put 113.04 inside the box and 4 on the outside. So 4 goes into 1 0 times. 4 into 11 twice. That is 8. 11 minus 8 is 3. Bring down the 3. 4 into 33 would be 8 times, which is 32. Subtract, I get 1. I bring my decimal straight up. Bring my 0 straight down. 4 goes into 10 twice, which is 8. Get 2 left over. Bring down my 4. 4 goes into 24 6 times. So 1/4 of the circle is 28.26. Since there's nothing labeled feet, meters, whatever, we need to give it our own label of units. And since it's area, it has to be squared.